War Thunder player spills classified military secrets to win online argument. Now there's a headline. All it needs is a date. But which one? Which one indeed? What's War Thunder, you might also ask? Initially, I knew it as that plane game I only ever saw in the free-to-play gaming section when I was poor and window shopping through Steam in 2012. A decade later, I now know it as that popular war game that pays YouTubers for so many ad reads that people are probably assuming this video is sponsored. This video is not sponsored by War Thunder or its developer Gaijin Entertainment. What drew me to this game is its player base. War Thunder attracts that anal retentive crowd that demands the highest degree of historical accuracy. I tell you, if I had a nickel for every time a War Thunder fanatic posted restricted documents because the devs didn't put in the right amount of cup holders, I'd have, as of now, 65 cents. That's 13 nickels, give or take. Let's cash them all in, reverse chronologically. Coincidentally, that's also the order of least to most restricted. December 12, 2023, the M2A2 Bradley IFV is the Uber driver of American tanks and is currently being shipped over to Ukraine. While the technical manual for this tank isn't classified, it is export controlled. Moving these documents around requires a license, or you have to be an American federal agent. I don't imagine there's many of those on the War Thunder gaming forums. If so, I apologize for blowing your cover, Agent McSax me up. These documents were swiftly taken down. December 11, 2023. A user by the name of Soviet Moon Man, Yuri Gagarin himself, did not appreciate the in-game version of the Norinco VT-4, a Chinese battle tank, was reloading slower than the real one. Imagine accidentally starting World War III and IV just to change a video game tank's reload speed by 0.35 seconds. These documents are not classified, but were removed due to being export controlled as well. September 15, 2023. The AH-64D Apache longbow is built to withstand frontline action, rain or snow, day or night. And Hellfire missiles with an almost 4-mile range means this postman's got quite the throwing arm. As American as hot dogs and, well, attack helicopters. And while its manual isn't classified, it is plainly marked as export restricted, only to be passed around by the Department of Defense and contractors, removed with the swiftness. September 12, 2023. The Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk is perhaps the United States Air Force's most iconic stealth fighter, which kinda defeats the whole stealth part. It's retired from active use as far as we know, maybe they fixed the stealth issue. Still, the flight manual is export restricted and includes information such as the location of sensors, firing angles, and engine specifications. The thread where the leak was posted was immediately nuked. August 31, 2023, the Eurofighter Typhoon DA7's #1 fan posted the entire manual on the War Thunder forums. This is a 730-page manual for the DA7 that contains everything on all the systems, weaponry, flight data, etc. I hope this data will help the devs to add this magnificent jet faster and make it as accurate as possible. Can't wait to fly it in the game. And a tired mod wearily tapped the sign, do not post the DA7 manuals. For while the flight manual is unclassified, it is export restricted to within NATO. January of 2023 was a mess for military aircraft. 2 Russian fighter jets, the Mikoyan MiG-29 and the Sukhoi Su-57, were in double trouble as documents were posted to the War Thunder forums that gave details about their radar properties. And double trouble with 2 American fighter jets makes this a quadruple oopsie. The F-15E's restricted documents with information about flight controls, navigation, targeting, and weapon systems were posted, as well as the F-16 fighter jet's documents for its air-to-air missiles. And the UHT-665 Eurocopter Tiger's armor layout was thrown in for good measure as well. These, and all the ones I've mentioned so far, are unclassified but export restricted. Just because it's not a secret doesn't mean anyone can get their hands on it. I know where to find heroin, it's still illegal. Oleg Tishenko, a Russian developer for Digital Combat Simulator World, was incarcerated in 2019 for convincing an American fan to purchase and mail him F-16 flight manuals. Then he tried to sell the manuals to purchasers in Cyprus, Japan, the Netherlands, Australia, Germany, and Taiwan. Ultimately, the charges against Oleg were conspiring against the United States, smuggling, and violating the Arms Export Control Act. Even if information is just export restricted, there's still real consequences. But the final 3 were a little more secretive than that. June 2022. If you find yourself arguing on the internet over the exact details of Chinese anti-tank ammunition, you may need to take a step back and have a deep breath. One user took a step back so he could wind up the dunk of a lifetime, sure to put an end to all tungsten penetrator arguments once and for all. A picture of the tank penetrating ammunition in question hovering atop its assigned technical document. These are pictures and documents that were apparently classified at the time in China. The War Thunder mods deleted the thread immediately. Rumor has it the poster was a legitimate Chinese main tank crew member. If he did exist before, I doubt he exists now. October 2021. The forums got into a heated debate over the Leclerc tank's turret rotation speed. One user by the name of Red Cross answered the call of classified pics or it didn't happen. He whipped out pictures of the tank booklet and recounted his personal experience, for apparently he also was a tank commander. Zut alors, even a crayon-eating buffoon should know that the Leclerc's turret rotates at 550 mil/s at 31 degrees, not 40. France disagreed that any crayon-eating buffoon should be privy to such details. Some of the war machines I've mentioned have been retired, and while the Leclerc is due for some upgrades, it is still very much considered a modern tank for the French military. That information is best not shared openly on video gaming forums, mon ami. The thread was taken down immediately, and I'm not sure what's become of Monsieur Red Cross. July 14, 2021, there was a specific detail with the in-game Challenger 2 tank that didn't sit right with one user. Apparently, the gap between the main turret structure and the hull was too big compared to its real-life counterpart. The gap is nothing to scoff at, it's what brought down the Death Star, but how did he know about this particular gap discrepancy? He pulled rank and file. By rank, I mean he claimed to be a real-life Challenger 2 tank commander and former member of the British Army's Armored Trails and Development Unit. And by file, I mean he whipped out technical manuals that appear to be declassified under the UK Freedom of Information Act. The UK Ministry of Defence chimed in to say that the manuals were real, but the unclassified stamp was fake. It's treason then for a video game? The more likely outcome is that a secret document was erroneously made unsecret. At worst, unauthorized disclosure nets up to 10 years imprisonment in America, and not sure what the penalties are like in the UK. Presumably, the consequences aren't that bad in any country, since naughty information continues to pop up on the War Thunder forums and elsewhere. Or perhaps the passion and commitment to warfare accuracy is reason enough to flirt around treason, espionage, conspiracy. Patriots to the truth, they deserve a medal for exemplary boneheadedness in the face of sensibility and reason, risking everything and anything to make sure a video game strays not away from even the slightest detail. I award you the purple donkey. Before you go, I'd like to thank you all once again for making this all possible. It's because of your support on the Patreon that we can continue this format where we tell our funny internet stories, and since the name has changed, we've loosened up a little bit on the ideas. Feel free to recommend any stories, old or new. They don't have to be legends anymore.